Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real United States. I'm your host Paul Campbell. Behind the camera as always is our camera operator and my wife Beverly Campbell. Welcome to Holland, Michigan. Holland is a city on the western coast of Michigan near Lake Michigan. A city of about 33,000 people. As the name Holland suggests, this city was founded by Dutch Calvinist separatists in 1847. So much of the heritage, much of the culture, much of the architecture here is that of the Netherlands. Now perhaps the thing that's most well known about Holland, Michigan is the Tulip Festival, and we're here on the final weekend of the 2014 Holland Tulip Festival. And we're going to try and show you as much of that as we possibly can. The city's very, very crowded. It's hard to get around a little bit, but we're going to try and get you some good shots from here in Holland. It's the first real warm weather we've had in 2014. You can see I'm out here in my shirt sleeves and not freezing to death, so that's kind of nice. Now we're here at Windmill Island Gardens in Holland, and you see behind me the windmill, typical Netherlands style windmill, and it was in fact disassembled and brought here from the Netherlands and then reassembled. It's a fully operational windmill, and it operates a grist mill with grinding stones for grinding grain into flour. So it's quite a beautiful structure. It is an authentic Dutch windmill. As I understand, it's the only one operating in the United States of its kind. So this is kind of a rare opportunity for us. Now I don't know how much of this landscape you can see. We're in kind of a low area. It's kind of swampy here, and that's whence this is called Windmill Island, because there is an island out here in this otherwise wet area. So beautiful, beautiful day. We're hoping to get you some of the shots of the different tulips that are here. Now the reason the Tulip Festival came to be was in the 1920s. In 1927, it was decided that they would have a city beautification project, and the city council funded the purchase and importation of 100,000 tulip bulbs from the Netherlands. And they were planted in 1928, and then in 1929 was the first official Holland Tulip Festival. So this year in 2014 is the 85th annual Holland Tulip Festival, and it all started with a community beautification project in the late 1920s. So stay with us. We're hopefully going to be able to show you some more scenes here around Holland, Michigan. Okay, we walked down into the Windmill Island Gardens Park, and you can see here they have a gift shop which is styled very much like the homes and buildings in the Netherlands. So they've done a good job in trying to style everything after the Netherlands theme of the whole town and the whole park. And it's very colorful, very nice. People are out in force today, obviously, because it's the last day of the Tulip Festival. And they have a tram here that's being drawn by a vehicle, but it's built with an arch top. It's very nice. Everybody seems to be having a good time. And this is really quite a treat for us, this beautiful architecture. I have friends and viewers in the Netherlands that often post pictures, and this is very reminiscent of the sort of pictures that they post from the Netherlands and in and around Amsterdam and places like that. And you'll see just off here that there is a small little garden here, and the tulips are in full bloom this time of year. Finally, after a very long and hard winter, that we have managed to finally get a little bit of bloomage coming on. And so this is a very small display of the many, many hundreds of or tens of thousands, 100,000 or more by now, tulips that grow in and around Holland, Michigan. Okay, we're gonna go inside the gift shop now and take a little look around. Nice. Sort of mailbox you'd find or would have found at one point in history in the Netherlands. Pretty. Now, I had mentioned earlier the fully operationalness of the windmill and that they ground grain here, and they actually sell that flour that they grind here at the mill. And this is a gram flour, stone ground by the windmill of Deswan, packaged, processed and packaged by City of Holland, Michigan. And I suppose everybody's going to want to know how much that is, and I'm not even certain. Oh, the 2-pound bag is $3 US. You'll notice that the clerks here in the store are all wearing traditional 18th or 19th century Dutch clothing, Dutch outfits. It adds to the effect. It's very nice. There are some lovely hand-carved wooden bowls up here overhead. I'm not certain if these are for sale or if they're just display pieces, but they're really quite pretty. And interestingly enough, this one here is of Big Red. Now, Big Red is the nickname of the large red pierhead lighthouse here in Holland, Michigan, just a few miles over from us, directly on the coastline on Lake Michigan. And so they actually have a picture of it carved into the bottom of this wooden bowl. That's kind of interesting. A lot of the classic types of porcelain. Lovely piece up overhead here. This, I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but this is a windmill on the shore with a sailing vessel. And I don't know if the price shows there or not, but that's $99.95 USD. But it's very beautiful. I kind of wonder if this blue painted porcelain is really as popular in the Netherlands as many of us in the United States believe it is. I mean, it's very beautiful, but it's one of those things that here in the United States, when we think of the Netherlands, we often think of this blue, highly decorated porcelain figurines and glassware, that sort of thing. I'd be interested to hear if it really is that popular. Big copper kettle for making fudge. Fudge, for some reason, is a very, very popular sort of confection here in Michigan at most tourist centers, such as here and other large tourist centers in the state of Michigan. I don't know if it's as popular in other states as it is here, but very, very popular in Michigan. I mean, you can't hardly go someplace in a tourist location in Michigan without finding handmade fudge. And you can see they have this large marble slab here that the young lady is using to cool and form and cut the fudge into approximately 1 pound blocks that they then finish cooling and sell right here on site. So quite an impressive knife she's using to cut the large log of fudge that they have poured recently. And I don't know if you can see, but here behind her there's one that's been poured more recently and is in the process of cooling so it can be formed up into a more structured log that they then can cut. But that is one solid slab of cut marble that they use, and there's reasons they use it. It has to do with temperature control and being able to get the fudge to work properly. And I'll be very, very surprised if I get out of here without buying Beverly some fudge. I'm just saying. Turned wooden bowls. Very nice. This particular one appears to be, about 8 inches across, and that's just about $10 US. We have some much larger ones here, probably closer to 18 inches across. Nicely turned, probably by hand, but I don't know. That appears to be maple that these were turned out of. And this one, again, is $99.95 or approximately 100 USD. And that is, in fact, maple that was turned out of. A rather large piece of probably local native Michigan maple. Here's one that's emblazoned with the insignia of Hope College, which is the local college here in the city of Holland. But what I'd really like to show you is here on the back wall, one of the iconic symbols of the Netherlands, and that's wooden shoes. And they've got pretty much everything from just a plain wooden carved clog. These are highly finished. They're very nice. That one appears to be made out of popple, although I can't be certain. Then they have some that are finished with some decoration and then fully painted. Some that are highly carved here with a lot of very ornate carving in them. That's very lovely work, and that was very painstakingly done, you can tell. Again, I'm not certain that wooden clogs, wooden shoes ever were popular in the Netherlands, but certainly another thing that here in the United States we think of when we think of the Netherlands is wooden clogs or wooden shoes. There's even little wooden baby booties. I'm sure every American child would just love to put their infant shoe feet into one of those. I don't know, but wooden baby booties. And even smaller wooden doll shoes. So if you have a dolly that you want to dress up in native Netherlands garb, in Dutch garb, and those are $6 US. But like most tourist places at the gift shop, things are comparatively expensive. And that's the nature of the tourist industry. So I'd like to thank you for joining us here on The Real United States. We're going to wrap it up there. Please join us next week when we continue with the conclusion of our tour here at the Holland Tulip Festival in Holland, Michigan. Be sure and join us then. In the meantime, subscribe, share this with your friends, leave your questions or comments in the comments section below, and as always, thank you for watching.